What's good, everybody? This is Brandon LSK, one half of your Day One Radio podcast crew. And before you listen to this interview with Bossip TV, we want you to do something for us real quick. Go to boa.creativeloafing.com, click on the Cityscape section, and vote for Day One Radio for Best Podcast. It only takes a couple seconds of your day, and we greatly appreciate it. We have listeners all over the world, but even if you don't live in Atlanta, you can still vote for us. As always, we appreciate the love and support. And now you can get to the podcast.
The business.
Welcome back to another episode, another installment of Day One Radio right here on ablradio.com. That's art, beats, and lyrics radio to be exact. Make sure you download the very free, very accessible smartphone app for your iPhone and your Android devices. And B, tell them where they can find the entire Day One Radio catalog.
Oh, man, you can always find us wherever you find good podcasts. Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, Spreaker. Bunch of stuff we don't even know nothing about that appear on the analytics, all that. So y'all finding us somehow. We appreciate it. Make sure that you rate, subscribe, and review so we can move up them charts a little bit, man. We got family in the building this week, man.
Oh, really?
Oh, family, aka TV stars, aka professional shit starters. Please. We got Alex, we got John, we got Danny in the building of Bossip TV. How y'all doing?
What's going on, man?
Hello.
We good, man. We good.
For sure, most definitely. So, man, I think it's interesting. I was thinking about this earlier. Like, a lot of times with gossip, you have the big bloggers where there's a face of it, and then you have MTO, which is like completely anonymous.
Yeah.
So now,
For good reason.
yeah. You guys are putting a face, I would say, for the first time to Bossip. So I'm sure there's like negatives and positives to that. What is that like? You about what, 3 weeks in, 4 weeks in on the TV show?
4 weeks.
Yeah.
Man, it's crazy. Like if you big, you know, if you like a husky gentleman like myself, you just gotta
Alex.
you just gotta make sure you keep yourself in line a little bit.
Yeah.
Like
hilarious.
Like all three of us, I think we just looked at our life and say, how can we improve our life? Because we about to be on TV. Like
Right.
how can we get our beautification right? How can we? Because people will walk up on you like, you on that show, ain't your boy?
Right.
You work for that site, don't your boy? So I can't only speak for myself. Someone recognized me today, actually.
Really? What happened?
It was just real awkward. I was in the barbershop like, yo, I knew it was you. I seen you on the show. You're like, how come you ain't tell everybody you on the show? How come you ain't plug us? How come you ain't? It's just real. People ask a lot. And me and Mo talked about this before. He just started pointing the camera at me and be like, that's how people going to do. They just going to walk up on you and just be taking pictures.
That shit is weird, yo.
I haven't had any crazy stories yet. Someone told one of my friends they recognized me. Like, I think I know your homegirl. I think I saw her on TV. But other than that, no one's rolled up on me. I haven't had any crazy DMs.
Oh, not yet.
No,
Not yet.
I mean,
You just talked that shit up.
I don't have any. I don't have anything crazy going on. You know.
Yeah, I haven't had any moments yet. I feel like I have the benefit of the doubt, maybe though, because it's like I'm like I wear these glasses on TV because it was like a cool look at the time, and the network was like, we really like the glasses. So I was like, all right, I'll be the Verizon guy for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not tripping, but at the same time, I feel like nobody is like if I just walk in the street, ain't nobody gonna recognize it. At least not yet. We'll see what happens.
It's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming.
See. Lord willing, we get this re-up how we supposed to get this re-up, then maybe it'll be a little different.
And if you know, every Thursday, 10 p.m., WeTV.
WeTV.
Right after what? Growing Up Hip Hop?
Yes.
Yeah, so y'all just slide right
Tell
on
your
through.
auntie to set her DVR. If you don't know how to work it good, go over her crib, show her how to work the DVR, put it on.
Yes, sir.
You need all the numbers.
But that's good. At least you know why people are approaching you. I know me and Reese talk about this all the time. Like, I don't play that shit. Like people coming up to me in public, stuff like I'm automatically thinking like, bro, why is you talking to me? You know what I mean? And then I'll remember like, oh, Shay, what's up, man? Thank you. Appreciate it. Yada, yada, yada. But my initial thought is, hey, I'm looking around like, okay, what's going on around here? So,
nah. You don't want to end up with the Charlemagne, can I get a drop?
Right.
Yeah, because it ain't going down like that. Yeah. I'll just have to go to court and we'll have to deal with the charges. Like it ain't going down like that at all. But yo, let's backtrack a little bit because all of you guys were doing things before you were affiliated with Bossip. So, starting however y'all want to start, kind of run down like your journey briefly to this point and how you got here.
Go ahead, Alex.
Oh man, this gonna take a long time, man.
The condensed version.
Yeah.
Right. Cliff notes.
I was an unpaid intern for a minute, for a strong year and a half at Radio
That's dedication.
1. And I worked at Best Buy. Shout out to the Lawrence Hive. I worked at Best Buy in Buckhead when it had just opened to pay bills while I was, doing an unpaid internship. And then before that, I worked for Atlanta Daily World. I worked for the Daily Press in Virginia. I did a lot of newspaper things. I worked for Vibe. I was ghostwriting for a lot of magazines. I can't tell you for who and for when, but I'm just telling you, I was making that money.
Hey, man.
I lived in Charlotte, and then I was working in radio in Charlotte, and I was doing like marketing, and I was doing like things for Tyler Perry, and I was handing out wigs. And
you can't just say you was doing things for Tyler Perry. Like you gotta have that.
Very specific.
I'm gonna be very specific. I knew somebody with a Tyler Perry. He had like an account, and he would just promote the movies, and so we would go to like black gospel plays and hand out the product,
Gotcha.
whatever. Yeah, I wasn't putting on the fat suit.
Alex.
For $500.
For a small fee.
But then I ended up connected with Bossip. One of our co-workers was just like, yo, we need to bring Alex on. So it took a while. So boom, I'm here. And I've been here for 4 years.
That's good, man.
That was a great story. But yeah, Maurice, he been through some fire too.
Hey,
you gotta go
through some of those fires.
Well, I started out in college. I did 4 years of radio at Hampton University.
Hampton,
Virginia out up in here.
Studied broadcast journalism. Then I randomly got an email about this new website called Hip Hop Wired, and they were looking for interns. So I started out there, unpaid intern. Was unpaid for like 5 months, living off of my graduation money that I got when I graduated from Hampton, until I had to beg Marv to give me some money and give me a check, and then she actually gave me a check.
Yeah, you got some money for your graduation.
I did.
I survived for a week off of what I got for graduation.
I got nothing.
I had a little bit.
Be like, y'all want to go to J.R. Creek's? Graduation money gone.
Pretty much.
I had a little bit of money when I graduated.
Wow.
People were nice to me. I don't know. Anyway, so I did that. After that, I was an intern. Then I was associate? Not associate. I was an editor. Then I was assistant editor. Then I was a senior writer. I moved up in Hip Hop Wired. Got laid off randomly. Left. Neptune sound. Did some work really briefly with Karen Civil. That was unpaid. Got tired of it. Moved on from there. Went to Rolling Out.
Munson
The collector.
That was very colorful. I was there for 2 years. Then 2 whole years. And then ran into Janae from Bossip again. She was like, hey, we have a position open. I think you'd be great for it. Then I came back to Bossip. And I've been here ever since. So.
How long ago was that now?
I came back to Bossip in 2014.
It feels like it's been
It feels like it's been forever, right? But yeah, 2014.
All right, so what was I?
Let's get it.
All right, so before Bossip, I was working this little scam telemarketing job. Like I felt like I worked in the boiler room.
What?
For real.
Never heard this story.
You never heard this story? I was gonna say I've told this story before, but all right. So depending on where you know me from, you probably know me as Jason Lee. You might.
It's an album interlude,
that's,
right?
Yeah, that's what my mama called me. Some people might know me as Leezy, but I know how you refer to me is where I know you from. I say all that to say I was working this scam telemarketing job, and there was already like a bunch of Jasons in this place. And so the login on our computer was your name. So by the time it got to me, it was just Ja. Everybody just started calling me at the job. At this job, I met one of my best friends who happened to be a singer-songwriter named Sterling Sims. Shout out to Sterl. So
I know him. Just his music. I heard his music.
Yeah, right. So he started we just clicked. He was always begging me for this Styles P mixtape. I never gave him the mixtape. I was always the bootleg mixtape guy. I always forgot this tape. But he started taking me to studio sessions with him. I guess just he trusted my ear, wanted my opinion, whatever the case was. And so that was, excuse me, that was the beginning of me doing any entertainment. So when he got signed to Def Jam, he took on management. His manager already had artists, Mario, Marsha Ambrosius, Fat Joe, Cassidy.
Oh, he was moving.
Yeah, his manager was Jay Irvin, who was Dr. Jason. Yeah, you know Jay, right? Yeah,
it's crazy. My barber's Jay Irvin was his roommate when he first moved to Atlanta. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Super
small, right? So Jay gave me working with Sterl was kind of like, I guess, my first job. First job that had a check and some taxes taken out of it. Jay Irvin gave me. I was on the road with Mario. What was Mario? I don't even know. Just a Friend. I was about to say, I can't remember the name of the damn song now. So I was on the road with him. I was on the road with Cassidy. Worked with Marsha some. And after my time on the road was over, I was kind of trying to figure out what the hell I was about to do. Was it like stay in music unpaid or find some job? How can I get a job that pays and still stay within the industry and still be able to build relationships and all that kind of thing? So Janae started working at Bossip, and I would just come to the office just to run my mouth. Then he was there. I would come in there just to talk shit, and I guess either Marv heard me talking shit or whatever the case was and was like, well, see if he wants to freelance or, see if he wants to take the writing test, whatever the case was. I took the test. She was cool with it. I was like, all right, I'll do this little Bossip thing for a little while, a little freelance. I'm not tripping off of it, whatever. And I was there for maybe, I don't know, less than 6 months. And they were doing some transitioning. Some transitioning happened. And they asked me did I want to go full time. And at the time, I still ain't had no other check. So I was like, shit, yeah. This is before Obamacare. I was like, I need some insurance. Like, what are you talking about? Hell yeah.
I feel that.
You know what I'm saying? So I started going full time. And that was 6 years and some change ago.
Wow. Yeah. And it's important for y'all to listen to the audience to hear these stories because I know a lot of times y'all just see the blogs or you just see the TV and you think, oh, who are these niggas? Where they come from? Why they get to do it? Yo, this shit takes work, bro. This shit takes work.
Man.
Working for free, working for a little or nothing, grinding, putting it on the line. It all takes work.
Sleeping on dirty studio floors like Issa Rae.
Right.
Yeah.
She wasn't really sleeping, but
well,
in
the common vernacular of sleeping.
Well,
hilarious. So, yo, what? Being that you guys are in this, but you're all like seriously been within the music industry or been in journalism and other areas of journalism as well. Like, what do you guys think of this black gossip space right now?
It is, it's flooded right now because, like you were just saying, everybody thinks they can do it. And it's not a terrible thing because everyone has to start somewhere. But it just trips me out to see all these, like, just random blogs like spillthetea.com and I'm spilling the gossip on me. Like, just random. It's just random crazy. As hell. Everybody wants to do it now.
And a lot of them aren't even actually blogs. They're like social media pages.
Yeah.
Throw them on the website.
Right. It's straight up just Instagram. I don't know. Everybody can't do it, though. I don't know. I feel like people should try and aim for something more.
Plus, it's different now. Like, a lot of the sites that was around when Bossip started ain't really here no more. For one reason or another. That's not even shots. That's just saying that's just what it is. Like, shit changed. Like, even with, you mentioned MTO earlier. Like, I couldn't tell you the last time I saw any large public mention of media takeout as a thing. That they not even, like, even the shit they were starting, they not even starting no shit no more. Like, people just apparently don't care.
think people probably got tired of viruses popping up on
Then
the
there's that. I bet you Media Takeout made Kaspersky Labs a lot of money.
It might have been the lick. That might have been the hustle. It might have never been about gossip. It was all about that back end on virus protection.
I just think people don't understand. It's just a different type of journalism. Yeah. People don't want to admit that to themselves, or they want to act like it's just easy. Anyone can do it. But we don't have a lot of people come through and take this test and try to be, and try to do this, and they couldn't do it. Mm-hmm. It's like a requirement to write a certain way. You still got to write a lead. Yeah, you still got to have your 3 paragraphs. You still got to bring people in.
And you still gotta have your facts.
Yeah. It's just we just reporting on entertainment. Just sports writers. They still gotta write. Still gotta have people who know how to write.
I just had this conversation earlier with somebody today, and it was some wild ass story somebody posted on Facebook, and I was like, if they didn't fact check how to spell this person's name, do you really think they fact check the sources for the article?
Right.
I'm just asking.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Like, and we can get sued for anything.
Mm-hmm.
So the facts do got to be tight.
Yeah.
Contrary to popular belief.
Oh, people are quick to throw out a lawsuit.
Mm-hmm. Quick. But the other thing about it is that, and I guess maybe this is a false equivalence, but I feel like it applies, so I'm gonna say it anyway. Like, what we do, first and foremost, like all of probably like your favorite writers or people who you would think are like upstanding pillars of the community who are like above and beyond this type of filth. Like, we've met, between all of us, I feel like we've met a large majority of these people. People at ESPN, people at CNN, at Huffington Post, MSNBC, all of the mainstream news sites. And they all love the site. Mm-hmm. They all want to read it. They all want to laugh. They all want to. Angela Rye's like one of our biggest supporters, and like she's popping right now in a whole different space. But if you listen to her, she is not just like all the way buttoned up. She's just like everybody else. She's just like us. She talks the same way we talk and has the same conversation and the same type of interest. So, it is what it is. Mm-hmm.
I don't know why people be acting like it's so taboo. Everyone puts in work. Everyone knows how to write. Everyone is very good at what they do. And, we can go to any field. You still got to know the basics, and you still got to have talent. Mm-hmm. We could be writing about anything. I think anyone on the staff could work on a staff doing anything. We could be covering car crashes. We could be on the sea covering murders. We could be doing the things that we went
crackheads burning down the highway. We could cover that.
Anybody could do anything. I don't know why people differentiate like, oh, you a gossip blogger, which I don't understand that.
Yeah, it's funny because I'm going to the NABJ conference next
week.
We
in NABJ?
Yeah, NABJ.
Look at it.
Baby.
They let us in. They approved our credentials. We real John. I'm telling you.
Right. So I'm going, the National Association of Black Journalists Conference. And I feel like when I went like last year, people were like, I'm like, girl, I do the same thing you do. Like, don't try
That shit is super cliquish as it is.
It is very elitish. But I'm just like, I'll be there.
Yeah,
and you'll be there, and you have like actual stories to report because now they actually bring like entertainers there, and you can interview them. And meanwhile, you have the people who do like newspapers, and they have no idea what to ask these people. And I'm the only one with good questions because this is actually what I do. This is actually my field. So
right.
And we got to thug it out all the time. Like, I remember not too long ago, the lady just pulled me to the side like, hey, I got Sanaa Lathan here. Right. Talk to her. Exactly. Like, it's different for us. Mm-hmm. It's not like we get time to do a lot of things. We just be on the scene and they be like, hey, we got this big celebrity. Talk to him right now. And you got to just do what you got to do and then write it up real fast. So I think a lot of people don't know how fast-paced this whole thing is.
Right.
And we got a show.
Mm-hmm. We got a show.
Mm-hmm.
So for you guys, do you feel to me, I feel like it's slowly creeping there when I see everything that's going on across the board that like it's kind of like hip hop culture. Like black culture has become mainstream culture, especially in that arena.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
If you look at TMZ now, it's almost like they have like a TMZ Black section now. It's like, since when do y'all care about
So
Kodak
the TMZ
Black?
Sports wasn't working out. We're going to go and do this TMZ Black.
They talk about Black youngster. I'm like,
All type of people. Like, really?
Like, y'all care now? But all right. Yes, definitely.
Like that's just the culture. Our culture is the culture.
Yeah.
Like everybody looks to what we do, and we pretty much kill it. And so that's why, I still see a lot of complaining, still see a lot of boycotts. I'm like, if y'all really see what's going on, we have taken over. We got Ava, we got Issa, we got everybody in positions that they need to be. We went to the HBO thing. The director of diversity, global diversity, HBO is a blackish woman. Blackish. I'm just saying, I don't want to get her. I'm just saying, she blackish enough.
A woman of color.
She's a woman of color.
Yes, a woman of color.
Man, HBO got it right, man. Everybody they giving us the money, so all we got to do is report it. Shout out to Disney, so they can invite us to the Black Panther festivities.
Please,
coming up.
But I think our voices are what people want to hear right now.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter whatever you're talking about, whatever the thing is, people want to hear from black people. Because the thing with Bossip that I think contributed to us being here for much longer than some of these other sites is that you just can't get this kind of perspective anywhere else.
Right.
Like some of the other blogs, they tend to just, they write about the story straightforward, but there's not some crazy headline with wild alliteration and all types of nicknames and adjectives that you never thought of using. Like we do that, and you're not going to get that anywhere else. Even a site like Perez Hilton, like I guess at one point it seemed like the voice of entertainment news, gossip, all of that was like gay white guys.
Yep.
That day is gone. Like that day is super gone. Like now, if you're not black, it's kind of like you don't really have any room here. I don't know any white entertainment like major outlets or like you have an E! Online and they're talking about all like the white people shows, right. But like if you're looking for some entertainment, some commentary, a certain kind of those type of sites, like people just not into that no more. They want to hear from melanated mouths.
Melanated mouths.
You know what I'm saying?
And even then, you still got some people who are like complex or whatever, who are gravitating more toward the melanated voice.
Mm-hmm. Has melanated mouths crept into a headline yet? It sounds like
it will tomorrow. Now that it has been crowned,
sounds about right.
It's been christened on this here radio show.
Oh yeah.
Wildin'. So how did this translate? How did it come about, the whole TV show thing?
Oh man, this might be stressful to talk about. Where do we start?
Because this is actually like a second or third iteration of it. Actually.
It is.
Yeah.
They tried.
I definitely did notice when they first announced it. Like I just was like, let me go to IMDb, and that shit like started in like 2015.
Yeah,
it was like so. I was like, oh, this has been in the works for a while now.
Yeah. So they had this idea to do a show before, and before the show was going to be more salacious, I want to say. So
and I think that was probably more the fault of the production company doing it than like the actual concept.
And this was going to be on Oxygen, right?
Yeah, Oxygen
so,
was the first.
Oxygen, where Bad Girls Club is, so they want to like some fights. Yeah. So it was more based on everyone's personal lives, and people were getting mad that other people were getting more airtime than other people, and it was, all types of little petty shit going on. That eventually got canned. Oh, and they had an animated character, right?
Y'all had Cedar.
Yeah. So the first version of this show was like everything that Danny said it was, but then they wanted to make it comedic and fun, so they had this little like animated hood rat lady who would just come out and just say crazy stuff, and it was just coonery. And we were sitting and we saw the pilot like way after the fact, so we sit in a conference room looking at this pilot like, nope. No, sir. This is before everybody got like too woke, and it was like, nah, this is a little coonery. Like, I don't know about this thing. That didn't work out too good, and the next idea was for a more scripted show. It was going to be more like The Office. Yeah. Like, let's have the Bossip Office, quote unquote, but let's make some funny scenarios and get some funny guests
And then the characters are like parodies of people.
Yeah. It was like exaggerated versions of the actual Office itself. Right. And so they shot a whole series of, I think it was a whole 10 episodes, a whole 12 episodes or something like that. Mm-hmm. And I think they wanted to put it in an online platform, whether it was a Netflix or Hulu or some type of format like that. And it just, I don't know, I guess it just didn't take how they wanted it to take. But Marv is very ambitious, and she was not about to let this dream go that she had of getting this site on television. And she spoke to the folks at WeTV, and they were like immediately on it. Like, they loved the idea. I guess there were people there who were familiar with the site. And, you know, I think at that point, people have asked us, like, why aren't you on this network or that network or that network? But I feel like WeTV came to the plate, and they said, we want to do it, and we want to do it right now. So there was no, you know, if you go to a record label and L.A. Reid says, you're not leaving here till you sign the deal, it's like, okay, well, then this must be the place for me, I guess, then. Like, they really want to do it. They had that invested in it. And we shot the pilot, last year? So it was July last year, and it took a little while of waiting. And it was a hurry up
man.
I didn't think it was happening. I was like, I get no damn TV show.
I always knew.
He did. Now he had faith, but I was like, what's fishing?
I mean, because they came and they handpicked people, which, you know, I guess you could look at that as controversial, because not everyone on the staff is on the show.
Yeah.
So they just came in and picked who they felt would mesh together, and then they brought some people from the outside in. Ronnie and Tyler.
Shout out to them.
Yeah.
I was about to say, because I was like, I know Ronnie for being a comedian. I was like, this nigga don't work enough goddamn.
Yes, he does.
He ain't never read it.
Come on now. We just pretend that Ronnie from Comic View and just all kinds of funny shows and all kinds of comedy specials.
Right.
Hilarious.
Right. But to his credit, though, Ronnie still had to work for it.
He did. He had to like audition.
Yeah, the day we shot the pilot, there was 3 comedians. It was Tyler, Ronnie, and a comedian who shall remain nameless because he did not come prepared as the producers asked him to come prepared. And Ronnie was ready to rock.
You trying
and
to
roll.
tell me Lil Duval didn't come in with his Come on, Duval.
Duval got his own problems right now.
Right.
He's dealing with a whole different set of issues that he needs to address. But yeah, he came through. They wanted the comedians to do green screen stuff, and Ronnie crushed it.
He did.
Yeah, he did exactly what he was supposed to do. Tyler, everybody, that filming day was special because everybody was just locked in, and I think the people. Shout out to the good people at WeTV and, you know, Joe and Allie. You know, they knew what they wanted. It's like they came in, they knew what kind of people they wanted. They knew how they wanted it to look. They knew it. They wanted to be like edgy, but not too blackety black, but just blackety black enough. Because, you know, sometimes we'll be on the set and they'll be like, oh, you know. Do it again. Basically saying like put some stank on it. Put some
pretty much.
blacken it up a little bit. What are you doing?
Make it a little more black.
But then sometimes they'd be like, oh, it's a little bit too black.
Like, we don't really know what you're talking about.
So it's a delicate balance that I think everybody did that day. And it's crazy. All of our execs are white except for one. So it's like we just it's a balance between getting the message to that crowd and then you pretty much getting the message to our own people who know what we're talking about off top.
All right.
So I don't think people realize that on the show. It takes a lot of work for us to like explain. This is Bobby V. This is why. This is why
He's a
This
singer.
is who Bobby V is.
That's why we have to do those little setups, like so people know, like, okay, this is who this person is. You're like literally teaching people.
True. Is it a challenge going from the immediacy of the internet to telling some of these stories on TV when you have to record, even if it's hours in advance? It's still late sometimes.
Yeah, no, I have after these 4 weeks, I have a great deal of respect for any actor, stage play, thespian, anybody who has to perform for hours at a time. We don't even record that long. Our show takes, to get 22, 24 minutes, it maybe takes us 4 hours, 4.5 hours of recording. Which is crazy.
They cut most of it out.
Yeah, a lot of it gets cut out. I'm sure one day there's going to be like a 25 DVD set of Bossip on WeTV.
They gonna have one of y'all saying, "Grab him by the pussy."
Yeah. It's gonna be one of those like, oh, for real, y'all niggas said that shit. Like, yeah, well, we said it, but it wasn't gonna end up on TV,
Man.
But it takes a lot though to get that much content, you know. So I definitely have a respect for that because I mean, with the exception of maybe Mara, who is not going to let you miss the fact that she's done television before. Everyone else on the set really has. I mean, I guess you count, you know, Ronnie and Tyler as performers, but the rest of us don't have different. It's different. Yeah. We don't have any TV experience sitting down and presenting and communicating to, you know, the masses. So like that process takes a little bit of time.
That and then the prep work. Like we have to figure out what we're going to talk about like the night before, and then we have to sit there and make sure we're like up on it. So like I've told them like I don't really sleep because I go and I get my hair done, then I go and I sit there and I prep priorities, and then I prep, and I get up early and I do my makeup because we don't have hair and makeup. We have to do this ourselves.
Yeah, that's next season. You
gotta
work it into the contract.
We'll get there.
Work it into the contract.
We do have some delicious snacks, though.
They do give us some good food. I will say that.
Shout out to the catering and snack division.
Shout out to Thad giving us all the good food.
I said snack division.
They stay with the dope snacks on deck. I have no complaints.
Got that 2019 snacks. Ain't even out yet.
Yeah.
Now the clothes and your beautification.
That's on you.
Yeah,
you gotta work that wardrobe budget in. Hair and makeup next year.
I'm glad everyone got sense because it's like if you ain't have sense, you just show up. It's like they slow everyone else down.
Yeah,
they got to pick our outfits.
Yep.
And you know, it's just a lot of little things with TV because you know sometimes they'll be looking at us on camera like, nah, I don't really like that.
Danny, I don't like your outfit. Go change that shirt. Okay, fine.
And it's like clothes we bought.
So y'all got to come like with different outfits.
Yeah.
Wow.
At least 2 or 3.
I bring 3 just in case.
I'd be scared I'm gonna spill something on my shirt at lunch.
Right.
Let me just have an extra shirt just in case this thing goes left with this lasagna.
You don't want to be on TV.
And they want you to present yourself a certain way.
Yeah.
We could say this in a nice way, like Ja has to wear these glasses every episode. Yes. They won't let him in the building if he doesn't have these glasses.
They ain't no hats. It's true. No hats.
Can't wear a hat.
They like his haircut.
They're like, Alex, we want you to wear the most extreme colors. We want you to wear flowers and floral.
I did not. I was like, I ain't never seen this dude dressed like that before.
I do wear like bright. I used to all the time. But then sometimes I just toned it down. For a while I toned it down and I never wore any of it. But then for the show, it was already in the closet.
Yeah.
So I said, I might as well
Let me
wear
show
these
you
florals.
where I'm from.
Right.
That's why you see all of these bright colors now. Because Kate, shout out to Kate.
Okay.
That's what she wanted to see.
Kate will tell you what she like you in. That's for sure. I really like that shirt.
I love that color on you.
It's TV talk.
That's all TV.
Because when they like something, they're going to tell you they like you in it. When they don't really like something, they just go suggest something else.
That's industry.
I understand. I mean,
It's
I
all
get it.
that. You just got to know how to read between the lines.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm going to take this off right now, Kate.
You clearly don't like it.
You don't like it.
She doesn't like one of my shirts, and I bring it every week. To mess with her.
Which one?
The one with the
Blue?
yeah.
I
She said it's too busy on camera. And then I went to her last week to mess with her like, hey, I really want to wear this shirt, man. And then she was like, I don't know, just on camera. And I was like, I'm just playing, Kate. Like we built up a great relationship with the people
awesome.
on the show.
Production is good.
They're amazing.
That's what's up. As far as, so when it comes to like the topics you guys cover, is that stuff that they pull off the site or something you guys come up with, or some production comes, or a mix of the 3?
It's stuff that comes off the site, but it's definitely stuff that production looks at and says, what can we get the most legs out of? That's what our showrunner Shiana likes to say. She looks for legs.
That's the woman of color.
That is the woman of color. Yes, that is
Shiana kind of.
Shiana kind of suggests that it is a woman.
I might have went to 6th grade with her.
Yeah, you might have. So, you know, she likes to find the stories that we've done on the site that look like you could talk the most about. Where are the funny moments? Where is the commentary? What is the thing about this story that makes it crazy that if you talk about it on TV, you know, maybe certain people that watch WeTV, you know, they have a very wide range of viewers, but they're trying to get younger. So they know that the younger people would probably know, but the regular WeTV watchers that are maybe 40, 45, maybe they have no idea who Lil Uzi Vert is or why he has on a holy blouse.
Yeah.
And so you have to like break that down and tell them like,
you gotta
this
explain.
is you gotta explain like this is what it is. So it's just different.
Yeah, that's the most challenging part. Just explaining things that you feel like people should already know.
Yeah.
Right.
But then they don't know. So it's almost like y'all are like hip hop aficionados, but you've never probably thought about how do I explain this to someone who's probably never heard of this person before. So it's like a thing where you just got to figure out how do I say this and do this in this amount of time.
For you should be able to do it easily because writing for newspapers, you have to write for somebody who has a 5th grade education.
Yeah,
No, literally, that's obviously that's what they teach you.
gotta be like,
Yeah, that's what they teach you.
It's
Straight up.
just the way the setups is though is just a little bit. I don't know
You
what
feel
it
like
is.
you micromanaging.
Yeah, it's just the way that everyone has to say everything. That's why it's probably the most important part of the whole show.
So Jay-Z, that's Beyonce's husband.
Like things you never
Rapper
even
Jay
explained.
Z, like
exactly.
rapper Jay Z, like rapper Jay Z, yeah, rapper Jay Z.
Like we've never said that in our life.
Jay Z, like the other Jay Z,
the rapper, Jay.
the rapper Jay Z. Yeah.
Singer Beyonce knows, like
You know,
Of the Houston
Jay-Z.
Knowleses.
like it's crazy. And everyone has to like take their time, and sometimes we got to do multiple takes. And it's like you got to do multiple takes of introducing people. Yeah,
Yes.
You gotta get it right.
yeah, because
That's
we
the most
probably
important
never
part.
introduced
TV is
Beyonce before.
Me and John was talking about this the other day. TV is a different world, bro.
It is.
Altogether, it is a super different
Man.
world.
But I'm thankful for what we're learning because hopefully, if this thing goes well into the future and we have, we build up a certain audience, it would be great to do this thing live one day.
Yeah.
To get to that point to where you can do live TV and everybody's comfortable and everybody knows how it works and everybody understands how TV presentations are supposed to work. So I'm just taking the opportunity to just learn everything and,
I think we get better every week.
for sure.
I think it's better every week. I think now we're at a point where we're not all talking over each other because when we first started, we were all excited.
I
We're
mean,
like,
I've even noticed the improvement because I watched the first episode and I think the third episode, and there's marked improvement
Yeah,
from the first to the third
yeah.
episode for sure.
And plus,
It's
what
just
they
way
look
more tight and concise.
Right. And that's where we're trying to get to.
Yeah, everybody's on the same page as far as editing is concerned. All the editors had they people who they look for certain things. Now, when we first started, we just were winging it. I mean, we still kind of winging it because we don't have no script.
Right.
But you have to an extent, to keep the authenticity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
That's what the audience expects.
Yeah.
The people that are going to tune in who read Bossip, who watch the show,
Exactly.
they're going to want to see, like, okay, you said this crazy-ass headline, and I laughed for, 2 days about this thing. So I need to see some representation of that
Of course.
TV video.
And that's the thing that you guys know that the production company is not going to know.
Right.
Right.
So that's why the balance comes in. For each of you guys, has there ever been a stumpture that has been? What is the story that you were like, I really, really, really want to post this, but it would be such a bad move, so I cannot do it. Like, I know the shit is true. I really want to post, and it can be old, or you can leave names out. But what's the story?
Man, I don't even know if we could talk about some of them.
Well, I will say this. I think there's a certain story about an internet.
I think you think of the same thing.
Yeah. A well-known interweb bandwidth celebrity type person.
An internet maven.
An internet maven.
Yes.
And
Who may have removed property that was not hers.
Hers.
Yes, hers.
Who may have strong arm property.
Yeah, and to this day, I mean, I wasn't really aware of this person. Like a lot of these, like people who grew from Twitter is kind of like, okay, to me, it's like you just somebody with 25,000 followers.
She just figured out who it was. Danny is over here cracking the fuck up.
I don't, you know. So when the story, I mean, I didn't do the story. I'll just say that. But when the story went up, it turned into like a thing, and like our timeline was on fire. Like people weren't necessarily mad. A lot of people were laughing.
Yeah.
But she was tight. She's still tight. Like we had other opportunities to do other things that we couldn't do because it would disturb the political landscape that she is involved in. And people didn't want to.
I still don't know, so y'all have to tell me off the air of the political.
I've heard bits and pieces.
I would say, you probably heard bits and pieces of this before. So that political landscape did not want to be disturbed, and she does good work for them, and they enjoy her quite a bit. And she has a very large fan base.
Oh, okay, I got it.
So I mean, stuff like that happens usually after the fact. But like, I don't think there are very many times when it's just like, hey, listen, we just not gonna talk about this thing. It didn't even happen. Like if you do something crazy, I mean, for example, like with the Breakfast Club, we didn't like go out of our way necessarily to drag the Breakfast Club, but this thing was going on Twitter. It's a story, and I know that they get it. So even though like we're
100%.
cool with some of them, huh?
I said 100%.
It's a legit story, and the thing is going on. So it's like you can't not talk about it because not for nothing, if it was us, they talk about it
all day.
all day. They would lead their show. So it's kind of like
Donkey of the week.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Yeah, right. If we did something crazy, like I'm sure Charlamagne would not hesitate to have a rant. So it's like it is what it is. Like that's just how news is. That's just how it goes.
I think we spared a lot of people. People don't know that, but people
maybe they don't know.
It's certain people who will turn on their homeboy, homegirl, and send us information all the time.
The friends are the worst,
and we have spared some people and turned our back and acted like it didn't happen.
You remember when Nessa from Hot 97, when she first started dating Colin Kaepernick? We used to get emails every single day about her. They were like, I know Nessa personally. She's dirty. She was dating somebody else from the team. Now she's with Colin.
Yeah.
Look at these pictures. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, salty person, whatever.
There's some very
And
good
I'm
people.
actually shocked that the whole get down about that never really came out.
Yeah, it did.
Like, that's really shocking.
It just happened.
I mean, and this isn't a shot at her, but I feel like, you know, Nessa is a big deal in New York and maybe in like on the coastal places, but I don't know that everyone who reads Bossip would have necessarily known who that was if we had put it out there.
Of course not. They know in New York and the Bay Area,
right.
but the fact that shit kind of translated over into things that went down in the NFL, like it was kind of like I was lightweight, like Kaepernick's a sucker for a minute after that, but he's redeemed himself so much that I kind of just got to let it ride.
That was a powerful knee. That was a very powerful knee you took. That wiped the sins of a lot of things that might have gone on previously with that knee.
Hey man, we're good people over here at Bossip.
It's ironic though because like things are so much more peaceful now than they were before. Like I think you guys are a little bit younger. Me and Reese come from a different era in this journalism thing that where like I've been there when fools ran up in the office. I've been there and had to go sit down with like reputable gangsters because somebody said something in an article. So like I don't really think it's really that anymore.
People calling your office and cell phone number.
Yeah.
Like, nigga, how'd you get this number? This is not on my business card.
Right. Like, how did you figure this out? I think I've only received one phone call ever. I think K. Michelle is the only person I ever got a phone call from. An angry phone call from.
Really?
Yeah. She was tight.
No.
Who else called?
Oh.
That time that you argued with that one manager of that one person for
hours,
you know.
I'll say that. Yeah, no, I had a long argument.
She's big now.
I had a long argument with Jacob York one day because he was very on speakerphone. He was very upset about the jokes that we were making about Carucci, and he was trying to convince us that I think the story that he was mad about was because Karrueche was in London or something like that, and there was basically a club out there that everybody in London was protesting. They were saying, this is a racist club. This is a racist club. They don't let black people in this club. Yeah. And she was all on flyers all over the city getting ready to host a party in this club. So the story is she pulls up, walks past all these protesters, goes and does her thing, come out. Obviously, when she comes out, they got their cameras and everybody on her. And so we just put it out there like that. Like, people think this is a racist club. They're protesting this club, and Karrueche clearly didn't give a fuck. She went and got her check. Well, it wasn't like that, and this club is not racist, and he's telling me defending the club. I'm like, yo, bro.
How you know?
How you know? A, you don't live over there. B, you see the 100 people outside with picket signs. Who picket signs outside
I mean,
club?
let's keep it 100.
Like,
if you protesting a club.
A nightclub. You must have done something. It must be something. You can't tell me.
You ain't never seen a protest outside a nightclub, ever.
I never seen a Velvet Room line.
In no country.
Ever, nowhere. You made signs, bro. They had like wood planks and handwritten signs outside
This club is notorious for that.
They said this has been going on for years. So, of course, we said, how the hell Karrueche going to this club? And he had this long spiel about how it's not this and it's not that. I'm just like, bro, you don't live there. You don't. Yeah, we're gonna get sued. Oh, that's the threat all the time. We're gonna get our lawyer. Like
he was talking like Funk Flex. He was under pressure. What are y'all doing?
It's Jacob Hogan.
Yeah. No, he was really on his Jacob Hogan. They tight.
Thank God I don't work in that world anymore. Athletes that I do, and they don't really trip
it's
like
not
that.
Like that over
but
there.
you really. Sometimes you have to have the conversation like, look, fam, your goings and comings are public knowledge.
Everyone knows.
It's easy to get to you. It's kind of harder to get to me.
Right.
I'm just saying.
And on top of all that, you can't win because, like, you're going to have your rant right now. You're going to have your Twitter spaz out right now. We're going to come to work every single day. You
can't fight City Hall.
You can't fight City Hall, bro.
You cannot fight City Hall.
Bro. Like, that was the realest shit
do this.
Ever said. But yeah, K. Michelle was tight. She called my phone like 2 a.m. talking about how we're blocking our blessings and we never going to get blessed. And
you better than me because I've been like, so you coming over?
I was about to say, what you doing?
You want me to send you an Uber?
How does this work now?
What you got on?
I don't really do this phone shit. We can talk about it in person. Like
all this phone late night 2 a.m. Like I was already asleep. Like I'm not even thinking about you at all.
How mad do you have to be to call somebody at 2 a.m.?
Very. Go to bed. Very. But she's mad at everybody. She was mad at Ed Lover. She was mad at the intern that she cursed out that she thought was from Bossip. Yeah. She cursed this little boy out, man. And I don't even feel bad for him because he set himself up for that.
And that's how much fake news you see on the internet. People like, oh, he cussed this writer from Bossip out. See, people just don't know. He ain't even work for us, but people just framed it like K. Michelle cussed one of us out. So fake news is everywhere, man.
Yeah, I would have had a lot more fun with it if it was me. Like she would have got up there talking crazy. We would have had a roast session.
So, in closing, man, what advice would you give to somebody in high school or in college now, thinking about going into journalism or wanting to just following the footsteps of what you guys are doing? Each of you guys give a quick quip of what advice you would give them.
I feel like I always tell people, do what we did. You're going to start out an unpaid intern. It's going to suck. It's going to be terrible. But just stay in the game. My thing was, I was like, okay, I'm going to get my foot in the door, and I'm just never going to leave. I'm just going to be so good that they can't even get rid of me, and they have to keep me. And that's just what I did. Just stay in there. Make good connections. Don't burn bridges, even if people are crazy and they talk crazy to you, and just keep going from there.
Being that I didn't plan for any of this, I would say stay flexible. Like, there are people right now who I went to college with who were pre-med, and they took chemistry and biology 101 and was like, no, I think I'm going to get a different degree now. So, it doesn't always work out how you think it's going to work out. When I was in college, I had no idea what the hell I was going to do, much less think I was going to be involved with writing or the entertainment industry in any kind of way. So I would just say stay flexible. Obviously know what your passion is, know what you love, just beyond getting paid, beyond getting the check. And if you can find a way to, put yourself in those positions where you can get some traction and meet some people and make opportunities for yourself, do that. But don't be scared. Don't be scared. Like, it's not always going to be pretty. It's not always going to be fun. But if you love it, none of that should matter.
Man, when I was talking to kids like community service,
I can only imagine what you told these children.
I told the kids the truth. I just like, look, if you want to be a journalist, you just better like go all the way. You can't do this. Not even just journalism, just entertainment, period. Like when I first started at Radio 1 as an unpaid intern, I always got to tell people that I worked in the mailroom, and no one really cared about, what you did in the mailroom as long as they got their mail. And it didn't seem like a major job, but it was one of the most important jobs because people had money coming in envelopes. So it's like, I just wanted to be the best mail boy I could be.
You're saying you were there accepting payola for the
No.
Right.
I'm not saying that.
Is that what this is?
I'm just saying,
Note to
do
self.
the best you can do.
Never do a crime with Alex. Ever.
Not money like that. Money for sales,
Sales.
Yeah.
You
what I'm saying.
checks. I was talking about. Did I say cash? Checks.
Money in envelopes, nigga.
Yeah.
It's normal.
Checks. But just be the best that you could be, and people around you will see that you're doing well. They'll be like, "Oh, Alex is doing well doing mail. So let me move him to the other side." And then once you go to the other side, people just gonna know that you got it in you. So I just feel like don't be playing around. Be serious about your craft, and people will notice, and you'll get your bone one day. Somebody will take you under their wing and want to mentor you because they see it in you. So.
Very true.
And
No payola at Radio 1.
And I add this on because it kind of made me think about it, what Alex just said. Like, everybody isn't going to, what's for you is for you.
Yeah.
Everybody is not going to have the same path. Everybody's not going to have the same walk. Like, everyone isn't going to shine at the same exact time. And it's not really about shining, but don't compare yourself to your peers or people who are older than you, or even people who are younger than you, who you feel don't deserve it, or what they got. That's not, everything is not for everybody at every time. Like, you're going to get yours when it's time to get yours. So I've been at Bossip 6 years, and K. Michelle told me 3 years ago he wasn't going to get blessed, and we got a TV show big. So, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's going to happen when it's going to happen.
And just be ready to be humbled.
Please.
I think a lot of these millennials don't understand. Like, you're going to have to be humbled at some point. Yeah. Working for free is humbling. Yeah. Working for a retail job or working, for like a food service after you get a degree is humbling. Yep. You got your family in your ear. You got people telling you shouldn't do that. Man. So if you're going to do this, you better just be ready for the world to look at you like you're nothing. Yeah. You be going and getting people's food, going and getting people's car, going and doing things that you never thought you would be doing.
Getting groceries, buying their drawers.
Yeah.
You ever bought drawers for somebody?
People just like, I'm the best. Everybody telling me I'm the best. I ain't got to do this. I'm the best. No. You're going to walk in that room and they be like, okay, hand me my suitcase. Hand me this. Do this for me. Go to my house and vacuum. Pick up my cat. Like, people going to tell you to do things and they going to try to break you, but I'm telling you, it's all worth it in the end when you make it.
Very true. Very true. Man, we appreciate y'all coming through. Please, once again,
tell
them where they can watch the show and when.
Okay, Bossip on WeTV airs every Thursday at 10 p.m. on WeTV.
Yup.
For sure. We appreciate y'all listening. Make sure that you follow us on Day One Radio as well as on Hip Hop Trivia ATL. Before we go, since we've been on journalism, I got to shout out my mentor, my homie from Oakland, Marcus Thompson, who launched another endeavor. He's been in newspapers forever, wrote the Steph Curry, what's the name of that book? Golden. It's the only good Steph Curry book that's out there. It's the shit that's on the first shelf at Barnes & Nobles when you go. But he just launched theathletic.com, which is kind of some innovative shit when it comes to sports journalism. So make sure y'all go there. Make sure you subscribe. Help my brother out. And we'll see you next week with another dope show.
Yeah.
Yeah.